morning everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, and at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys. Sorry I didn't do a video yesterday. It was again in the UK, another public bank holiday where not many people go to work. They have the day off. So while I had the day off, my husband and I was building a new racking system in my workshop for when I start another business, which I'll update you on that later on. I will probably show you a small, show you it at the end, but I've still got some painting to do. And unfortunately, the boxes that are going in the racking system, the rest of them are being delivered today, and they are big boxes, and I've not even finished the painting yet, so I don't know where I'm going to put them. Probably in the house. But anyway, again, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, whatever you may be doing. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm dearly honoured to have you on board, and I hope that you enjoy watching many more of my videos and it inspires you to do something beautiful for yourself. Especially Lady Diane and other ladies, Maria and Marie, people everywhere around the globe coming to join the Flower Patch. So welcome. And thank you as well for all your wonderful messages. Right, I did have off one of the new subscribers, a lady stating that she couldn't believe she struggled to get a lot of things into a 10-inch wreath. A 12-inch wreath, sorry, I think she said. One or the other, sorry, whichever, I may be right or wrong. But I did tell her that, you can get many things in a small grapevine wreath. So today I'm going to do, this one is a 12-inch grapevine wreath. It is a bit loosey-goosey, so I thought I'd use this one to show the new subscribers and the beginners, people who are just novice at this and have just started out, how to tighten up a loose wreath. In the UK, our wreaths are not very wide and, chunky like they are in the States and probably elsewhere, Canada or wherever. So they are quite thin over here. So, it's a shame. You can get them where they're really chunky, but they are quite expensive. So a lot of people tend to go, even myself, for the thinner ones, because I feel that they just do as much as a good job as any other wreath, or whichever you may be using. I think it's all down to and depends on what, how much you place in it. If you only place a little bit, it may look a little bit thin and sparse, that there's not much there. But you put a lot of things in it and it will make it look beautiful and, plenty of volume and, fluffiness, I say. So, but before we do that, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to do just a white wreath today. I have pre-made a bow. The bow has got the white 2.5-inch white ribbon with some lace going all the way down the centre, and it's really pretty, very good for weddings, this. And then I've got the I think it's the 1-inch burlap in sage green. I could have used something with a pattern on, but I thought no, I'm going to just go plain today. So the white loops I've done 2, one either side. They are at 6-inch. Then the set of green I've done 2 either side. One is at 5.5-inch and one is at 5. And I've just done a little loop in the centre of the white, which is at 3-inch. So that's what we've got today. So I'm going to use some leftovers as well as some new stems today, a bit of both. I want to try and get some of the leftovers used up, so I thought, why not? Right, I've chosen, you see, you know me guys, I like my wispy bits and my twiggy bits. So today I'm going to add in some twiggy bits, and they have got just a little bit of leaf on them, and the stems on them are wired, and they are very, very realistic. The stems on them, they were on 100 centimetre, so a metre long stem. So I did cut these down because they was too long. The stems are quite thick. But these up here, you can bend and manipulate, twist around your finger, make them look realistic. So I thought, let's get some of those out. You can get these anywhere, guys. They are fabulous. I've got some of my Cork oak and sage left from my last project, and I want to use these up as well. So there's just not a little small bunch hanging around in my leftover bucket. I thought I could use all of those. I've got a few of my leftovers from my sage. There is 7 here, so I thought perfect for an odd number. I've used those probably as filler foliage. So again, you can get those from any floristry wholesale who do or supplies that do artificial flowers. They are very popular. I've also got some leftovers what I'd cut on because I have these on a garland. Some of my other sage leaves, but that I've placed picks on them. I've pulled them off the garland and put my own picks on. I used some, and then the rest went in my leftover buckets. So we've got these, and with them having a bit of movement, I love that. So if the wind blows, they'll move and make it look more realistic. Now I have got some left of my Shakibi leaves that I also placed singular on a pick, just to dot around there, probably the outside or the inside. I thought, let's get those used as well. And the same again, a lot of this is leftovers in the foliage anyway. I've got single little ferns that was on a bunch, and I placed on single picks as well, and I thought, let's get those used. I'm not sure how many is in here, quite a few, but I may not use them all. I may, who knows, guys, you know me. And then I've got some leftovers of my elm leaf, and I thought we could use this for our background foliage at the back of the wreath, for our movement. And again, this moves in the wind, and I love that. So we've got that. And again, I've got quite a bit of foliage here, guys, but there's only small amounts of it, so it won't make the wreath look too much. But I've got some of my flocked Ruscus or dusted Ruscus on single picks that I pulled off the main bunch again and placed on picks. The reason I pull a lot off of the main bunch and place on picks, it's so it goes further, and it's so you've got, you won't be using a full bunch or a full stem as one. You can, you're not saying you can't, but I do sometimes and I don't. It depends on what I'm doing, but things like that where you can pull them off, I place them on picks, and it does go further, and it saves you from having to keep buying more stems by just placing the little singular ones around. And finally, I've got some of our, I think, rosemary. I think a lady reminded me and said it was rosemary, or is it thyme? Oh, I can't remember. Again, I'm rubbish. I'm fine, no problem. I'm all right with flowers. I know names of flowers. I studied it, but things to do with herbs, I get so confused. But we'll call it rosemary. I think I might be wrong now, but Anyway, we've got a bit of this which is also dusted as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 9 stems there, so I thought I could dot those around as well. So on to our floral. Now, I did pull these off of the pick, a new bunch, and I've only just placed these on picks before the video. Some of our Queen Anne's lace. I doubt if I'm going to use these, but I have got another project. Well, not use these. I doubt I'll use them all, because I have got another an order where there's going to be Queen Anne's lace in it. So what's left I will use, so they will get used up. So we've got our beautiful Queen Anne's lace. Now, I thought, and these I haven't prepared. I've got some. Now, some people call it Anemones or Anemones. I know them as an anemone. So that's how we pronounce it. So we've got some fuller flowers, and then just a couple of smaller ones what haven't quite fully bloomed like the bigger ones. So we've got those in white with the dark centre. Aren't they pretty? I've also got, now I haven't used these yet. I only bought these 3 stems because I wanted to see what they was like as well. I only just buy a few, like maximum 3 stems to start with. And when I have them delivered, if I like them, then I know I will order more, because the reason I only order a small amount is because I don't want to be wasting money if they arrive and they're not very good quality. So then I won't be wasting my money. So I've got these, and these are really pretty. Now I've got these in my garden, but in purple, and these are another kind of Delphinium. Aren't they pretty? And I've got these in the same shape, real, in my garden, and my husband loves them, and I think they are beautiful. Now I've seen what they're like, I will be ordering more, and in different colours. Maybe just the more natural colours, the white, the purpley blue, the lilac. I may order if they've got them in red, but I don't want any in, things like pinks, or well, I say pinks, like bright oranges, should I say, and things like that. Just be what you'd probably get in your garden. That's the sort of thing I like to buy, is things you get in your garden and the colour of them as well. Because some people do make up colours what are not, as you get them if they was real. But I don't mind that. I like a variety. Now I've also got these, and again I've just purchased these. Again, 3 stems. Now these are the pear blossom, and I wanted to see what they were like, and again I'm very happy. These are really long. They have got to be like 35 inches long. So they are extremely long, but I love things like this, guys, where they droop over and they just hang. It's like a vine, isn't it? And it, you can, I think, can you manipulate? Let me just have a look, because I haven't really tested them. I don't think you can manipulate the stems where the flowers are on, but the main stem is wired. So we've got those as well. Now I do have these. These are in silk. My Scabiosa. Love Scabiosa. Again, I've got these on my garden. They do flower, but once they've finished flowering, they look like this. Isn't that so pretty? So I've got these in like a, I'd say a sagey sort of light, going on to a limey green, and they're very airy. They've got lots of movement, So I don't know why I bought 4 stems out, but I probably would have only just bought three or 2 because I can chop away at them. And then I've got these, and I've had these for ages, guys. I've just never used them. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure whether I'm fond of them. I stare at them daily, and I must have had them over probably about 8-9 months. But if I'm being honest, and they are green and white roses, and they are plastic with foliage, and it's like a rose spray. Some of you who used to shop on Lily Jades before they closed would have seen these, but I'm not sure whether I like them. They may look nice. I've placed them with them as though I gather them all together when I pick them out, and they did look quite nice. And they are UV protected. Again, they are plastic. So we'll see what sort of effect that has. And I did buy a bulk of these because they really did look nice when they were selling them. It's not until they arrived I couldn't make my mind up. But let that be a lesson learned to me. But I don't know, I like them, and then I'm not sure if that makes sense. So we'll see with those. But that is what we've got today. So I'm going to bring the camera down, and we're going to work with it, with the wreath, and I'm going to show again you new ladies and gentlemen how, when you've got a loose wreath, because if you have a loose wreath you can see through it, and if you put your stems in, sometimes, not all the time, they may go through. So let's start with that. So I'm going to come down. Let's come in a little bit and place it like that. Whoops, on it, I nearly fell off of my seat then. Right, as you can see, there's a big hole. I can get my finger all the way through here. So there's a big hole here. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's just get whatever that may be on the wire. So, and it's a little bit straggy. You know, when I mean straggy, I mean bits what are popping out, a bit untidy. So that may need to be, you know, cleaned up as well. So, but first of all, I get this wire. It's just wire with paper, brown paper, you know, covering the wire, which matches the colour of the wreath perfect. And you can, it comes on a big roll like this. So because this is a bit loose all the way round, if it was just loose in a few areas, I'd snip off the wire about here and just fasten it around in that area where it's just a little loose. But this is loose all the way round, so I won't be doing that. I will be keeping it attached. So I will start anywhere, there's no particular place, bring up the wire, twist, pull on it a little bit to close it up, twist it a little bit like that. I'll just do it like that. So that this will be the start of where we're going. So now we're going to wrap it around. So we're going to go through the wreath, pull on it a little bit again so it pulls in. As you can see, it's thinner now than it is there on your wreath, and just keep doing that, guys, pulling until you've gone all the way around. As you can see now, it's starting to tighten up. And I'm placing the wire around about 1.5 inches away from each other as I go round, because it is, you know, loose really loose to what I usually work with. If it was a proper willow wreath, then I wouldn't need to, it'd be stronger, so I don't think I'd need to do as much to it. Now look how much loose it is here. I can stick my finger through it, so if my finger goes through it, then I don't think, not always, your stems will go through it properly without being seen at the back. This wire does get a bit messy and tangly. Don't worry about all these straggly bits here. I will sort those out at the end once it's all placed together neat and tight. Sometimes you may have to push a bit harder or pull your wire a little bit harder than in other areas. And all you're doing is just bringing them all together. Or this might shrink a little bit in size, becoming an 11-inch, but that's not a problem. Got a knot. My goodness. There we go. And then this little bit here, bring that in. And once you've come near to the end, snip it off. And then I wrap around and then go through the one that I've just wrapped around, pull, then go the opposite way and then pull it through the wire again. And if you find it hard to grab, get some needle nose pliers or to help you grab it and pull it through. And then I tuck it in to the wreath. So now you can see it's now become about 11.5 inch. So let me just wrap this wire back up. So now you can see that it's just all these big bits here. So what I do, I snip those off because they are held in with the new wire that I've placed on. And we're just going to tidy all these little wispy bits up. Get it neat and tidy. Excuse me. See, this comes through to this side. And we will do the opposite side as well. It can be, it's not too time consuming, but if you don't want to take off the wispy bits, you know, and you like to see that, how it's looking a little bit like the messy look, I call it, that's fine. There's no rule to say you've got to take it off. Everybody's got their own style. I don't know where that bit's come from. And any, you know, sharp bits, what may look like they could scratch somebody's door, I tend to, you know, keep an eye on those as well. You may feel it sometimes when you can hear that scratching on your mat. That means there's a sharp bit somewhere. So if you can find it, then just trim it down. It's quite a quick process. You don't have to rush. You can see a bit there. Again, we will go on the opposite side. As you can see here, so you can see how more tidy it looks, and it's becoming this is just by trimming it up once you've tightened it. Again, I trim it once I've tightened it, because then it, as you pull it in, it will show you where the bits are more, you know, like the big long bits or loops like this here, where they show up. Let's get that flat, because that would scratch on somebody's door. Again, once I've done this side, I will move over to the back. See, like these loops, like here, once you've pulled it, these loops appear, and that's where it was loose. So this is what I cut down and just make it look more neat. So that is the top, one side done, should I say. There's just a little one here. So now we will turn it upside down, and you will see that there's some bits what are sharp, what, you know, what would stick on, scratch the door. I can hear one. It's when I can hear them scraping. Oh, there's one around here. Once you can hear, once that scraping noise is stopped, just feel, you'll feel the sharp bits that are sticking up. There you go, it's not scraping no more. So that's that one done. And you just do the same, tidy it up. It's quicker once you've done one side. On the opposite. It's basically just flattening it down, you know, getting the, because with it being a natural substance, you get little harder pieces on the grapevine than others. So it's just naturally just, you know, it can't be helped. Just grab that from the side. And you can usually see them where the little stubby bits are, the thicker pieces. So if you scratch, I probably will still hear it. Oh no, that's quite good. Oh, I can feel one around here. You can tend to feel it when you rub it along the mat where the noise is coming from as well. You can hear that. Oh, did you hear that? Somewhere up here. Might be that. Let's take that off. Try again. And once you've done this, then you know that it's not going to, if you're selling it or, you know, making it for family or friends, there you go. It's not going to scratch on their door or wherever they may place it. So that now is our tidy and our clean wreath. Perfect to start your arrangement. So there we have it. Now I did make a hook where I tied it up. Gosh, I know there's some of you, if I undo it and show you, I just got a piece of string. You can use floral wire, it's your decision, or twine, or even a pipe cleaner, anything like that. Place it on your wreath. I place the two ends together and I've created a loop at the top. I go under and then place the two ends through the loop and then just pull. And then I do a knot in my hand with the two ends. I can get that one through. It's a bit messy, guys. Let me get another piece. I don't know why that's fraying. I don't like it when it's messy. So do it again. Place the two ends through your loop or your wreath, should I say. Pull. Then place a knot further up and pull that as well. And that's so you've got a hole there so it can be hung up. And I just pull those tight and then snip off those. Now, the reason I do it like that is because if you're just doing a crescent shaped wreath, sometimes with the way it will tilt and your hook will be like that. and you don't want that. So I do it like that so you can take your hook off once you've got your flowers in and move it up so it balances it out. So that's how why I do it like this. Because if I placed floral wire in or anything like that, then it's in and you'd have to probably cut it out and place another wire through it. So I just do it like that. I mean, again, everybody's got their own way of doing it, where they find it more comfortable or easier. It's entirely everybody's decision. Right, we're going to start with our elm leaf. And again, this is only a 12-inch grapevine wreath. And the young lady, excuse me, who I was chatting to, did say that, you know, she struggles to get a lot of things in. And I did say to her, it depends on how you place your stems. So if you're working, so I'll work upside down for you. So if you're placing anything from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, you place your stems going down towards 3 o'clock. If you're doing it from placing your stems in from 6 o'clock up to 3 o'clock, there's your, you know, your advice up to 3 o'clock. So you place your stems going up. And it's the same on the opposite side. If you place your stems going down from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock, then you place your stems going down to 9 o'clock. If you going this side from 6 o'clock up, and there's the magic word, up to 9 o'clock, you place your stems going up. Because if you placed all your stems going down, I mean, if you're going round in a certain design where you're just following the flow of the wreath, then you will get, you know, you will be fine. But if you're, you know, just placing some down, some up in different areas, it will get too, as we call it, clogged up and too much. You need to go with the shape of how the wreath goes around in a circle. And because if you put another one in and you think, oh, well, I want it there where this one is, it's going to be too tight to place it on top of there because you'll have your glue there. So you place it just at the side of it, going up like that, and it'll be next to it. It's all about how much you can place. You can place in really quite a lot. So let's start. And again, and you can make it quite big. So I'm going to start going down from where the 9 o'clock, because I tend to work on this side more than I do that. So I find it more comfortable. So I'm going to place my first, I'm going to loosen my hook a little. So I'm going to place my first stem underneath my hook. So just push it in where you can feel it's secure. And just manipulate your stems on how you'd like them to sit. And then because I've got another one. That's got 3 on. Just looking for another one exactly the same. It's this one. So then I will get, this one's not very good. Let's take that off. So then I will get this one opposite to where I've done, because I'm only doing a half of a wreath. I'm not doing a full wreath. And I'm going the magic word from 6 up to 9. So you place your stem going up and slide it in. Don't place it vertical because it will come through the bottom. I'm going to show you the lady what you can achieve out of a small wreath and how big you can make your arrangement. Place that there. And here is another one. And I've placed that on the outside So this one, I'm going to place it more on the inside towards the center of the wreath. Slide it in. And the reason I do that is because you're filling this side as well as the outer side. And I place that one on the outside. So again, this one is more going to be towards the center of the wreath. Any glue that pops out, just wipe it off so it doesn't form a big lump where it dries and you can't get any other stems in. Just having a quick look. Just chop that one off at the bottom. And again, from here, I'm going now on the outside. So I'm doing a zigzag, out, in, out. So I'm placing this and I'm sliding it in. Let's just get that, because it's like so. Get that glue. Just cut that little twiggy bit off. I like to make sure it's neat and tidy, even though you may not see it. And then just manipulate your stem just to go around. Oh, it's here. I knew I had another one. And again, this one, I'm going up to 9 o'clock. So I'll place that one, the stem pointing upwards. And as you can see, I've left this area. Let's just cut that little bit. I don't want that sticking in the way. This area, because this is where our bow is going to sit here. I usually say leave around a hand, you know, a fistful for your bow to be placed. If you want to, that's if you want to place your bow on first. I tend to place my bow on a little bit further along because I like to place in my foliage underneath the bow first. So now I'm using a single leaf and I'm going up again, but on the inside, because I want this little gap here filling, and just manipulate so it turns slightly in. And do the same with this. And I'm going on the inside. I'll place that there. Get that glue. And then I've got little single ones left now where I need to fill on the outside. So again, I'm going on the edge for these, right on the edge. And I'm going to place those going up towards 9 o'clock. So it's sticking out. Don't worry, we've got all the foliage to go in there. You may see a few gaps, but we're only at the early stage. Now from 12 o'clock down to 9 o'clock. So my stem goes down. Again, this is quite a small stem, but I've got it to go where I want it. If you need a little bit of a helping hand with your stem, just get some of these flat pliers like this, or you don't have to have the curved ones. I have got just some normal straight ones as well. These are curved, as you can see. So you can just have straight ones as well to give you a help, especially if you've got, you know, health issues with your hands. And I want one in the center here. So I'm going to place that one on top and then just manipulate it outwards. Now I may want one in the middle, I may want to place one here or here. I may as well use these last two pieces up. So what I am going to do, because there's a gap, I'm going to place them one here in the middle and then one here. So it fills it up and gives it volume, makes it look nice and full, and plenty of lovely foliage around in that area as well. So there is all the elm, which is on, nice and bouncy, moves in the wind, would look beautiful on a breezy day, just moving in that wind. So let's put those there. So now I want to play it careful with the twiggy bits because they are exceptionally thick twigs, so I may place them on a little bit later. I'm going to use these and I'm going to place our cork oak in between and around our wreath. So again, it's the same principle with all your floral and your foliage from 12 o'clock down to 9 o'clock, and from 6 o'clock you place your stems up to 9 o'clock, and so on the opposite side. From 6 o'clock up to 3 o'clock you place them upwards. From 12 o'clock down to 3 o'clock you place your stems downwards. So it's the same principle. So I hope that helps, and don't be frightened to incorporate some of your foliage that you're placing, you've placed on first on top of things, like I've just placed it on there. Entwine them together to make it look like a garden where, you would have a garden and everything's growing together within each other, because you've got such a nice full garden that things are growing through each other. And again, I'm going to bring one on the inside, slide it in, let's cut these just down instead of doing them one at a time. And place them here. And the inside. I lift them up as well to give that volume. If you want to keep them flat down like that, and that's your sort of style, or if that's what you want to create on this particular occasion, then you don't have to lift them up. Again, it's a personal choice. I like lifting them up. I like volume. I'm not going to use that one. It's a bit, it wants steaming, so I won't use that one. I think that might be a bit long. And cut your stems on the bottom for you new ladies and gentlemen at a 45-degree angle, so then that makes it easier when it comes to placing them in. Now I've got one left, and I'm going to bring this one also in the center. So I'm going to cut this one shorter because I don't want it going in too long. And I'm going to go from underneath. So you've got it going inside like that. So that's all of my cork oak as well placed in. Doesn't that look pretty? Now I've got, oops, it's tangled up. My fern. Usually I choose the bigger fern. I like the bigger one, but I do also like the little one. I think it's sweet. It reminds me of it's just new growth, just starting before it expands. I live in a dreamy world sometimes, guys. So I'm going to cut a few of these down as well. Oh, I can't get them all in. Now I'm going to bring these also, some on the outside, some on the inside. So we'll start bringing one on the outer side. Oops. Oh, I've just thrown that in my my glue pan. Luckily the glue'd not caught onto it yet. Whew, that was luck. I'm going to bring one here as well. Again, do it in a zigzag position, you know, in, out. So another one would be in. Lift up some of these leaves, elm leaves, what was on first. Incorporate them within your foliage. Can't get that one to swivel round. That's it. I may place one just on the side as well. Again, I'm lifting up the elm so it doesn't all become flat under on the bottom. I want to bring some of it to the top as well. Just get that glue string. So that is our I could place one more here, I think. Let's do that. So we've got now that. So I'm not going to use any more of those. So I can save those again to use on another project. So they'll go back in my leftover bucket. Now I have my beautiful, and these are the texture of the same as lamb's ear. They are so soft, it's lovely. So we'll get these in our sage, and we'll bring again some around the back and the odd one on top as well, and then we will place in our bow. Oops. So that one's around the back. Lift, as you can see, this elm leaf has gone flat, so it needs something to hold it up. This is quite strong, this sage leaf, so we'll place that there, so then the elm leaf can lean on top of the sage leaf to hold, you know, to hold your background foliage up. And again, I like to bring my background foliage through. I don't just want it at the back, I want it to be seen around. At the top and the bottom. So with this one, bring that above. So that leans on top of there, like that. So I don't want too many of these with them being quite long going in towards the centre. Even if you're just using a couple of the leaves off of some foliage, just popping through like so, you know, that's also what happens in nature. You know, you can do that. Add that more natural look. Oops, let me get that glue string off. Place another one here. I may place, I've got two more. I may place them on the inside around the bow, I think. Or do I place? No, that's too close to there. I'll bring them on the inside. I'm going to cut these quite short, the stem, to about 2.5 inches only. So what I'm going to do is just place one here, and then one here. So we've got those in place now, and I want our bow, because our bow now will sit beautiful amongst all your foliage. So the rest of the foliage like these are like filler, and just to add a little bit of that interest. So that's the main part of our foliage placed in. So now when you I place a wire on some of my bows through the back. If it's going on something different, I may place another cable tie. You could put a pipe cleaner or Chanel stick or anything like that. But once you have the two wires, once you've twisted it at the back, I have these, they're called weaving needles, the plastic. You can get them off Amazon. They come in a pack of 100, or you can buy less. It doesn't have to be 100. Mine was all, I just picked the pack that was multicolored. You can get them just one color. And you place one of the wire through, bend it like a U shape so the wire doesn't come off of your needle. Turn over your bow, look where you want it positioned. I want it around here. So I'm going to place now my weaving needle through my grapevine. It makes it easier, especially again if you have trouble with, you know, health issues with your hands. It could be arthritis, anything like that. And you see it comes through this side, and then you can just pull your wire through. It makes it much easier. And then you get your other wire, do the same with that. But don't place the wire through the same hole that you've just placed that one, because your wire needs a piece of wood or grapevine to attach around. Otherwise the wire will just go, if you place it in the same place, it will just go straight through and there's nothing there to support it. So I will place mine around here, pull it through again at the back, as you can see, and pull that through. So that's much easier. Then now I've got some wood or some grapevine to attach it to, and then I'll just twist the wire. I usually twist it again about an inch, inch and a half, but that's just my personal preference. Get your flat pliers again, or do it by hand, and then bend your wire in a U bend and push it back inside the wreath so it doesn't scratch on anybody's door. So that now is my bow attached, and I'll just fluff it up and make sure it's sat where I'd like it to sit. So I'm happy with that. Let's place, I tend to as well like to place my tail ends through the foliage. So instead, sometimes I have them hanging over the top. Sometimes I will place them in around the foliage so they can just hang underneath and at the bottom. So you just have to make sure it fits comfortably, like so. So I'm going to hang back with these at the moment because I want to start placing in my floral. Again, I'm not sure about the twiggy bits because they're so really thick, and this is only a small wreath. So what we're going to do, and I'll hang back with those as well, we're going to place in our pear blossoms. Look at the size of those. Now I can cut these up and get at least 2 out of one stem, or I can place it in as one, which would be like that. That would be quite pretty. Let me just take the band off. Place that band there. Work with one at a time, I think. Let's have a look. I do quite like them when they're long. like this. Doesn't that look pretty? I want to check with my anemones as well, if I can get them, where I would place them. I wouldn't place all of those in, I don't think, but I do like that, guys. So I'm going to cut this stem and have it as a hole. So I'm going to cut the stem at a 45-degree angle again, or I may, with this one, cut it at a 22-degree angle. I'll start with 45 because it's very tough. There we go. And then I'll shape it into a 22, which is just a much big pointier to help go through the wreath. Crikey, there we go. So it's a much of a more, if you can see on the white background, more of a point. The 45-degree angle, if I do one on this, I can cut it again. I'm just showing this for the new ladies and gentlemen. So if you look at my white bow, you will see there's a difference with the points. That's the 45-degree, this one what I'm moving now, and that's the 22-degree. It's much of a shot, you know, more of a point on it. And I do it with the thicker stems of 22 because the point will slide in better than that being just slightly less of a point. I won't save that because it's too chunky and I won't be able to do nothing with it. So I'm going to place this around where the bow is and have it coming up. So I'm going to place this around the side. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on it, with it being a thick stem because it is quite weighty. Let's just get that glue going around the stem. There we go. So we're going to place it, if I can see, first of all, almost leaves in the way. It's really chunky. That glue. Oops, a daisy. Right, let me pull it out, guys. It's not sitting in that area well. So I'm still going to place it there, but not in that position there. Let me get rid of that glue that had stuck before it sets. It's absolutely pouring it down with rain outside, guys. Over the weekend, the bank holiday weekend, all we've had is high winds and rain. Right, so I'm going to go here. That's better. So I've placed it at the back because on top I needed it to go around where the bow is, and the bow and other stems were in the way, but I now can manipulate it and bring it up so it's more now on top, like so. So we've got that one, and I'll do the same with another one. Gosh, I nearly put it in the glue pan. Oh. And then I'm going to bring this one down as well. So I'll just probably bend it. Fluff the flowers. And I'm going to do the same, place it in a similar area and bring this down. So lift up all my foliage underneath the bottom so I can have a good view of where I'd like it to be. So let's have a good look. It's a bit long, I think. Yeah, it's very long. So pull it out. Again, take away the old glue. So you're then giving that room to place other stems in, instead of it drying as a big blob. And I'm removing any glue off the stem as well, because I don't want any sitting there. This one seems to be longer. I may cut this one. So let's cut this one. I could bring that and have that in the centre somewhere. That's better. Much better. So again, we'll lift it up. Trying to get the thick stem now into the grapevine that I've tightened. There we go. And do the same with this one. Bring the floral and your foliage in. Just bend that stem. So then now I've got it like that. Fluff up your bow. You'll be finding that you fluff it up a lot. I do. It's only because I don't like to see it when I flatten it. Yeah, I could use that somewhere else, or I could, in fact, I'll save it. So I'll place it back with this one. So they are quite long. I may just cut the stem short so I can get it in my box. This is what I do if I've got long stems and they're too long for my box. I cut them down so then they'll go in my box, my bucket, much better. Right, now I want to place in the anemones because I need to see where they're going to sit. And when you do an arrangement as well, I'm a true believer, I was always taught as well, mix little flowers, because these, if you do them individually, are little. Mix little flowers with bigger head flowers, you know, to form that balance that you're doing. I'm going to just use 3, guys. I don't need any more. I'm just going to use the 3. So what I'm going to do, cut these off. I'm going to put the 2 bigger ones on the end, on the ends here. And I'm going to bring the smaller one inside the centre of the bow. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So, let me cut that stem a little, give it that shape. So I'm going to bring those around here. And just bend it so it's going towards the end. I'm going to do the same with this one. Lift up some of your foliage. And bring that one. Again, just keep bringing bits of your foliage through. Mix it up. And then the smaller one I'm going to bring in the center. So with this smaller one, I take the leaves off, pull them off. I can put picks on those, but I don't want these little prongs that I've just put where the leaves were on. So I cut those to make it look neat. And then I will cut the stem. And what I do is go under the bow. This may be a little bit too long actually, because I don't want it that long. So I go under the bow, and then it's facing downwards, so then I will bend it back on itself so it's sticking upright, so it looks like it's part of the center of our bow. And I will bring then some of my loops below it, just to make it look like it's growing in the center. Isn't that lovely? So we've got it like that. So it's quite, for a 12-inch grapevine wreath, it's looking quite big. I'll save those there. So let me just have a look at these. Oh, I still don't know about those. I can't bring myself to say yes. Right, I want to take these off. I don't know if you can hear the rain, guys. It's quite loud. Now these delphiniums, these, oh, it's a shame to chuck away at these guys. You could make two out of one. Have them on here. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the dreaded cut, because I don't want another long one coming out. So let's see. So what I do is look for where I can get another stem, and it looks like there. If I bring this one down, then I've only got probably less than half an inch. So if I cut that there, oh, I've done the dreaded, I've still got that. So I will take the bottom leaf off of this one, or the bottom two, because I need a bit of a stem, and I want them the same size. Oh, I bet you're all shouting at me down your screens. Oh no. Don't worry guys, I'm going to order some more. Don't worry. And then just, you know, move your floral around. And I'd like these to sit inwards, I think. Or do I have them? I may have them here, either side of the bow. I think that looks quite nice. I think if I place them there, it'd be too much for the greenery as well. So they're going either side of the bow. Let's just do I bring them there? Let me just have a look, guys. Oh, they're so pretty. I think I need to higher it up a little bit, but they are so, so pretty. So let's cut that off. Oh my goodness. I think I've got another favourite. I'm going to move that green bow. I think that would be better there. Oh, how adorable. Look at that. That is so pretty. Let's get that up as well. And I'm going to bring this one in as well in the same area. Let's just place that at a proper cut. There we have it. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm placing it in blind. Let's just move everything here. Or is that one a bit long as well? That might be a bit long as well. Just keep pulling them out, guys. Take the glue off. I mean, again, I don't cut and edit my videos. I'd rather show you, you know, if I placed it in and it doesn't look right, that I'd take it out. And that how I replace it, you know, because we all have to learn, don't we? Oh my goodness, I love like little bells, white pure bells. Oh, how pretty. How adorable. Can you see that, guys? How adorable are they? I'm going to just tilt that one up a little bit, bend the stem. That's better. Now, as you can see, I need something here. It's all the nice, pretty florals, beautiful florals around here, but I really need something here. I don't want any more of those. See, the stems on those are really long. Let me just chop those down. There we go. They will get in my bucket much better. You can guarantee that you never use all that stem anyway, so I don't mind. I know how long I like my stems, so I always have a limit to where I cut. Yes, so we're gonna need something here, and we will need something white, so it's the Queen Anne's lace that's going in there. I'm not gonna put them in, guys. No, I don't know. When I always say, when you're in doubt, leave it out. If you've already placed it in and you're in doubt, take it out, because you will be forever keep looking in that area where you're not sure. So I always say take it out. So I'm going to have these going to be scattered about, but I want to place in our Queen Anne's lace first. And we'll give, this will give off that little bit of a bare look around here, that there's no white. Same down the opposite end. Get something white in with the green. I'm going to bring one either end as well. Just underneath, so you can see a bit of it underneath. So you've got that underneath there at the bottom. So I want to, I'm going to bring some I might bring another. I don't want to bring too many together. If I place two together, two Queen Anne's lace, and bring a, I don't want it here, I don't think. Let's just place it. Again, always have a look, place it in before you glue it in. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Or do I just do it as one? I'll just do it as one. So what I'm going to do, because again, I always like to bring floral and foliage on the inside as well. Again, just balancing it out. I can get that in. Oops, let me turn it this way. Just keep it where it is. There we go. Just to add two. And then I'm going to bring one out here as well. I keep getting caught on the pear blossom because it's so long. And then I'm going to bring one here also. I'm not going to make that one as short. I'm going to have that sticking out a little bit longer. So I don't need any more of those. So that is what we've created so far. Sorry about, I'll do it this way. So, because these are really long. And this is on a 12-inch wreath. I may curl these. Just curl them from the bottom all the way up. You can make it as small as a loop in the centre as you like. Then get the tail end at the bottom once you've done it and just pull out. I don't think these curl very well. They probably don't, so I may chop that. I know this one curls exceptionally well. So if I show you with this, get this tail end here at the bottom, turn it under, create a loop like that, and then just keep doing that all the way as far as you like, maybe to the top or halfway, whichever suits you. Then grab the bit at the what you've started off with in the center, pull, and there you have a lovely, as I call, ringlet. So this one doesn't do it very well because this isn't wired. So I'm going to cut this because I want it just leaning on there. So you fold it in half. Again, I'm doing this video mainly for the new beginners. fold it in half. Where you folded it there, place your scissors and cut at a diagonal position towards the wire on the outside. And then you end up with that. So we'll do that with this instead. And keep that ringlet on that one. Right, our Scabiosa. Now I think, how many do you get on here? Let's have a look. You get 3 on one where it's just starting to flower. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, that's on every one of them. It's like that. So let's, now you can do this with the Scabiosa. You can leave it as one like that and then just spread them out and then place it in, or at the back, wherever you'd like it, or you can snip them off and place them in individually. And of course, I like to get the most out of it. I'm going to snip them. I'll save that leaf. That one I may bring here or here, somewhere around the centre. So I'm going to pull the leaves off. I'm going to place those on picks. I don't need the leaves that long, that far down. So then I'll cut off with that little prong where the leaves were attached to. Again, to tidy it up. So when I say I'm placing it on picks, I have these plastic wired picks. And I just dip it in the glue, or use your glue gun. Wipe off any glue that comes out, because you don't want to see a dry blob of dried glue. You know, you want to do a spectacular job. Again, it's my personal preference. There's people who leave it like that, but that's their decision. You know, me, I'm very picky. If I'm doing something, I was always taught, if you're doing something, you do it properly. You know, you make it tidy, neat and tidy, 100% you put into it, effort. But again, that's just the way I was taught, guys. So, I've got 3, and then this one, I may place there actually where the anemone is. Let's get that in. I can lift up. Place that there. And I've got 2 bigger, well, I think, are they? No, these are, oh, one moment, guys, I've got a delivery. It'll be all those, well, one moment. Sorry about that, guys. It's pouring down with rain and the delivery driver is wet through. I asked him if he'd got a jacket. Oh, if I'd got one, I would have, you know, an old one, I would have gave it him. I've done that before to a workman who's been here and it's been raining and he'd not got a jacket, and my son had got an old one he didn't want, so I let him have it. He was more than grateful. But oh, I says to him, haven't you got a jacket? He says, well, it wasn't raining that much this morning. He says that now it just won't stop. Bless him. So now with this one, because there's 3 different sizes, large, medium and a small one. So these 2 that are relatively similar size will go here. This one I'm going to bring out the side here. So I'm going to have one around 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Or should I say, should I say 6, 9 and 12. So this is where I'm going to position these. And this is just to add a little bit different texture, and also, you know, contrast against other types of foliage. You may not see it very well, but I see it, and it's, oh, I don't know, I think it's lovely. You will spot it because there's a lot of white. You'll see the ball shape and wonder what that may be, or your customer or whomever you're making it for will. Now I don't want this long, so let's get that there. There, I want that to sit on the white loop so you will see it. So these, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the leaves from the Scabiosa. I would just pop in, just randomly. There's no particular place. Give another little bit of texture. I don't know what's arrived on my delivery. I can't remember what I've ordered, guys. Do you ever get that? You've ordered something and you've forgotten about the order, and then it arrives and you can't remember what you've ordered. I'm terrible for that. And then we'll place another one under here just to add it in so it doesn't go to waste. So I don't need no more of the Scabiosa. And again, as you can see with my bow, I like it to be incorporated within my floral. Instead, I mean, I do them where they are on top, but majority of the time I do have them where the leaves and the floral look like they're growing through the bow. So I do like it like that. Right, last of all, we've got all these little bits where we need, again, if you can see the different textures, always try to go for different, the feel of them, you know, the textures, whether this one's like rough and spiky, this one's soft and dusty, and this one is just soft with a little bit of a, you know, bumps on them, and this is just smooth. So I always say try and use different textures, not just on little leaves, on bigger leaves as well. Like the fern is, you know, spiky. The oak, Cork oak, is nice, you know, it's silky, sort of silky feel. The elm, it's very airy, and it's also soft, really soft to touch, that. But then the lamb's ear, the sage leaves in the texture of the lamb's ear is like velvet. So again, there's different textures and feelings, you know, with it. And then like your Scabiosa, a little bumpy. These are, you know, silken. Oh, look at those. Like with a little rough edge. These are definitely rough, your Queen Anne's lace. And then you have your lovely soft silky anemones. You know, go for things like that. Use your different textures, incorporate them in, and you know, it will be more pleasing to the eye. I don't think I'm placing in the twiggy bits today. So these again, just little, you know, bits added in. I'll bring some around the sides as well. I don't just place them on top. I incorporate things on, some on the inside, top, and then outside. So there's 3 different areas I will bring the same floral or foliage, depending on what I'm using. Even if it's just one flower, you know, like the Queen Anne's lace there, I brought it on the outside. Then I've got these 2 on top and this one in the center. If that makes sense. You don't have to do that with everything. you know, just with, you know, a few to give it that balance. And because I feel I want one here, it needs something here. Oops, I nearly grabbed that one. Let me cut a few down. So if you look at it in that, because some people have asked me that they struggle with placing the foliage or floral. And I always as well try to incorporate one at the end. I can't see. I cannot see. I'm doing one at the end as well. That might be too long. Take the glue off. Let's shorten that. So we're going to go around there. And that's on the top. So we're going to do the same on the other end. Just bring that in, like that as well. Oh, right, something's catching. What is it? Oh, it's a stem. Her stem's popped through. I can see 3. So if your stem has popped through, like this, I've just lifted it up. Lift it up so you can get a better cut at it, and get your cutters deep down at the bottom. And then push it back down into the wreath. There's a little one here, not much. Lift it and push that back down in. And then there's one. Oh, there's 2 here. So again, lift that up, because you'll be able to get to it better. And do the same with that one. Right. There we go. So then I'm going to dot these around. Gosh, my hands are really slippy. Like that. I'm mainly going on the outer side first. I can still hear something catching. I don't know what that could be. Is it that? Let me just see. Let's see if it is that. Push it back in. Sometimes as well, I've noticed people will place a little bit of glue over the top. That's better. You know, where they've just cut the stem off the back. I don't. If you want to place anything on the back, place a bit of moss. It's more natural, and it would be more pleasing, you know, and look more professional than a blob of glue. Let's one here. I've got one left. I may bring that there, or I may, no, I'll bring it down here. Like so. So I want to add in some of these because they are darker in colour, and again, that's something, try to remember, you know, different shades and tones of your foliage, or floral if you're using, I mean, white, you can get milky white, you can get pure white, you can get a dusky coloured white, so you can get different tones of the same colour. So try and, like I've gone for, this is like the lamb's ear effect as well, so that is like a velvet, I don't know, what would you call it, like a grey white or grey green, you know, with a powder effect on. These are sage sage colour. They are more dark green with a bit of lime on the top, and then your elm, which is dark green with a little lighter going on the top, and then these Shakibi leaves are extremely dark, so it gives that contrast and that bounce of colour in your arrangement as well. You know, try to get that as well with it, and do the same with your floral. Get different tones of your colour. So I want to be placing these in and around, just because there's a lot of light greenery, so I want to break that up by using, you know, quite a lot of, you know, well, some dark, not quite a lot, but some dark, really dark, so then it breaks that up from being too light. And I'm just going to dot these around as well, where I think it may be a little bit too much of the light colour. Just add in, even if it's just one leaf, add that in. Just to take off that, again, as I was stating on one of the other videos, recent videos, too much of one colour, you know, unless that's what you like. I always say, if that's what you like, then, you know, there's no rule saying you can't. But again, it's all boils down to how I've been taught, studying floristry many years ago, showing you the different tones, and, you know, well, I'm just basically trying to, you know, teach you guys. Just add in some of that dark. It's all part of the fun learning. I love it when my brain is, you know, overloaded with new information, or where I'm learning. I just, when I did nursing, oh my gosh, I was studying, could be 13 hours a day, and I was just reading up and reading up about things, and my brain was loving it. I don't know why, that's just something about me. I must be just odd. I just like to know, I think it's the knowledge of knowing something different, what feeds my mind. I can't get enough of, so to speak. Right, I'm going to bring the odd one on the outside. Again, let's get these also on the outside as well as on the inside. I'm going to use all of these. Let's get them all used up. And this one, what's got 3 little leaves, I'm going to place this in the centre where the anemone is. So I may need to cut that down a bit more actually. But I'm going to go from this side. Let's just move our tail ends out of the way. And bring that in the centre where the anemone is. So you've got a little bit of dark colour in the centre as well. Oops, I keep swinging these around with me. I should place them there. I dropped one on the floor now. Never mind, it's all good. Let's get one under here. Right on the tip, just seeing it a little bit popping out. Bring a bit of that dark up here as well. Like so. Now, let me grab the sage leaves that I've just dropped, because I can see a few little gaps I'd like to cover up. Can you see? Let's have a look. Sorry if the camera's moving. That's better. So as you can see in here, what I'm going to do, cut the stems quite short. I use that as my filler foliage. Again, there's not many here, so we may as well try and use them all. I'm going to cut these all at the same length. Pop some. There. Let's get that elm leaf up. Bring a bit of movement on top. See if I can do a cluster of 3. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong area. That's it. There we go. So that's covered that area, what I can see. Now I'm going to bring some under here. There's one. Bring our fern up. I think I missed there. I want one under there. So oh, I've pulled that one off. Let me put a little bit of glue back on it. Place it back on the stem. Wipe any excess glue off. I think that one's not sitting very well. I'm going to do that one again. Sitting better. Place these back into position. And I've got one more I can see just here. No, I don't want it there. That. So that's those. Now I'm going to just add in little bits of our Ruscus and do the same. Now these I will just dot around where I think they may need to go. I always do that with these, you know, with the last touches, because this is the last of everything we're placing in. So here I will dot these around wherever I feel that they are needed. There's no, I don't place these. Sometimes I place them in similar spots, but I don't place them in any particular order now. So again, how many? 3. I'll leave 5 for the outer side. Again, bringing some on the outside and bring the rest on the inside. It's like oh, I've just got a lump of glue on my skin. I didn't see that. Now we're here. I'd like one. Okay, here. And I stick these upright or nearly upright so they give that volume effect as well. Just add that little extra volume and that fullness. To any wreath. Now these I'm going to place on the outer side. So let me just cut the ends off. What did I do with my, oh, it's there. So now I would just get these as well and just place these freely on the outer side. I'm not particularly fussed if they stick out too far. If they, sorry, excuse me, that's wrong. If they don't stick out too far, it's just for my peace of mind that it balances, bringing something on the outer side. For some reason, feel something's needed there, or it maybe that's drooped. And I have placed, as you saw just then, two very close by with each other. That's fine, because it's just filler foliage. And our last one, I'm going to bring here. So I heard a scratch. Yeah, there's a couple more of the stems have popped through. Let's go deep in. Again, that one there where it belongs to the pear blossom, I couldn't place that anywhere else, so it had to go there. Let me it's a very thin wreath, this. So if you get thin wreaths like this, and this is what does happen, especially here in the UK, that you will find that sometimes your stems will pop through. Just cut them like I have. Right, where's that other green loop? There. Oh, I've just pulled that one off as well. Oh my good grief, I am so heavy-handed. Let's fluff up an elbow again. Get it sitting how we'd like it. Let's create this ringlet again with this, because I've squashed it. If you want smaller ringlets, you make a tighter, you know, loop hole, or, you know, here, make it tighter. There we have it. Right guys, that, if you can see, is our project for today. I mean, that is quite heavy, that, but it's not going anywhere. Just take that off. But our project for today, just in white on a 12-inch grapevine wreath. You know, for the lady who stated, you know, she found it hard to get a lot of things in. Again, it's the way you place in your stems. If you're placing them all in, you know, a cluster around each other, the glue will dry and you'll find that you can't push your other stems past that glue, what's inside the grapevine. That's the reason you know, position your stems going up from 6 to 9, down from 12 to 9, and same the opposite. So then it gives you more areas and you slide them in. you know, by placing them directly down, that won't help either, you know, for your stems to stay in. If you glide them down, you'll have more of a stem inside the grapevine that will hold in and stay in place. So I'm going to get this on an easel, and I'm intrigued to see how it looks on the easel with it being so big. So I'll just, again, if I have to, with it being weighty as well, I may have to move my, oh no, I haven't got to move my hook. I'm just going to lean it back a bit. I don't quite like it when it leans too vertical. I like it to slightly lean back. Let's just look how pretty. Just a plain white wreath, white florals. How pretty is that? So I will bring it there. Let me just get rid of all of, you know me, I like to present our arrangement we've done on a clean bench. I don't want it to look too messy. And I do take photographs of everything that I do, because I do advertise them on my business page. As you notice, the others in the background have gone. Here we have it, an empty wall. So this will add to our wall. So I'm just going to see if I can get it all in. Let's bring it a little closer there. Oops, a daisy. Right, let's see. I may have to come back a little bit more, like that. I may not get it all in, guys, but my apologies. Right, so I hope you like that. And I hope you like the lovely flowers, you know, the white Delphiniums, the Scabiosa, the pear, oops, that one's sitting on there, the pear blossom, your Anemones, then your Queen Anne's lace, you know, added in for your floral, and then your greenery where you've got your flocked Ruscus, your elm, your fern, your Cork, oak, your Rosemary or thyme, I'm not sure. Again, your Scabiosa there. Your sage leaves in the centre, your little sage leaves, the filler foliage. Did I have any more in? I can't remember. But there's quite a lot in there on a 12-inch wreath where you can... The secret, well, not a secret, the way to present your wreath on a small grapevine wreath, like a 10-inch or a 12-inch, to present it to, or give the illusion that it's bigger, is just elongate, like I have done here. I've got extra long bits going down and at the top as well. Extend those, the length of it coming out. Even at the side, extend it further at the side, but obviously keeping it in that shape of this, you know, the crescent shape, but obviously going a little bit thinner here than having a long bit here sticking out. The longer pieces I tend to put on the top, and then I bring these out. But I create my boundary with my elm leaf right at the beginning, my background foliage I call it. I created the boundary and the shape with that first. That's what you do to create that shape of you, or however long you want it coming out. Then once you've put your first foliage in, then and brought it out from the side as well, there's your boundary, what you work with to place everything else. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I love that. And again, everything's gone off my wall, so I've got something now to hang up and look pretty, because I do like greens, you know me, my favourite colour. And oh, I see a glue string. And again, if you're giving it to family or friends and you see glue strings on it, just get your hairdryer on, you know, not on too hot, because you will melt things, especially if you have plastic foliage. It can melt. So just have it on lukewarm and just go over the areas with your hairdryer, and it will melt that glue onto the flowers or the foliage, wherever. Or if you spot them as you're going along and you're creating it, pull them off while you're working and going along. So that's what we've done today. So again, I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a go in just one colour only, you know, but try to use different shades or tones of that colour. You know, like I've got, like, these are like I'd say a pure white. They're like a milky white, the anemones. These are a little bit of both, I think. A bit of pure white as well. These are just sort of like a dusty white, you know, and just incorporate different. If you're doing pinks, use different tones of the pink, you know, like a dark pink, a cerise pink, a light pink, you know, virtually a white with a hint of pink, things like that to incorporate. And try and just do green foliage and one colour of your floral, but in different tones. You'll be pleasantly surprised, guys, how beautiful it looks. And also, you know, instead of thinking, oh, I must place in a, you know, pink flower with a white one, or a purple flower with a pink flower, you know, things like that. No, you can just do one colour, because, you know, not all the time, you know, many times when I first started out, I didn't have certain colours, so I ended up just doing one colour, you know, and it still looks as beautiful. So if you enjoyed that, give it a go, guys, and have fun with it. So please subscribe, share and like, and have fun, and you know, subscribe to the world. Get your family and friends to pop along, even if they don't do, you know, floral design. Just pop along, just watch the, you know, how it's done, and maybe they've taken interest and want to have a go themselves. So have a wonderful day. It's really raining here, so but I've got some painting to do. I've finished up, you know, with things. I've got another order, then I'll crack on with the painting. So I'm going to come round, I'm going to do a close-up, and then I'm going to show you my new racking system, which, guys, please, I haven't finished painting it. It is obviously, my husband built it. He's a joiner, he owns his own business, and well, what he can't do, it's just beyond me, and he's done a cracking job. So I'll bring it. He built me this building, guys, of all things. So let me just do our close-up and then I'll show you. So let's get this camera up. Let's get it off the stand. So there's the beautiful, oh, I've got that camera thing on again, guys. There we are. The beautiful anemone. It looks like it's got eyelashes. Sorry. It just looks like it's got eyelashes. One moment, I've got that sign up where it don't focus very well. Oh, I don't know, it's all right now. Oh. There's our elm leaf. If I can grab it. Just here, our elm leaf. Our pear blossom. Isn't that pretty? Oh, look, guys, and our Scabiosa. And they are silk. Now, you can get them in plastic, but I have them in silk. Why, I don't know. If it was in plastic, I'd still get the plastic ones, because I love them. There's your dusty Ruscus, your Rosemary, I think, I'm not sure, and your Delphiniums. Look at, aren't they just glorious? A little, I may have to steam these a little bit, a little bell Look at that. Aren't they pretty? With a ruffled edge. I think they are glorious. And then our super Queen Anne's lace, again, more of a rough texture. And we've got our fern. What else did we place in, guys? Oh, can't forget our deep dark green Shakibi leaf as well. So I hope you have a great time at trying to create something with one colour. Right, now for my racking system. I've got 24 boxes already in. There's nothing in them yet because I don't want to pack the boxes and then have to take them out when there's stuff in. So I haven't placed anything in. But I've got another 28, let me think, 32 boxes yet to place in. So I will have 56 boxes. Are you ready, guys? Look. And the wood where you see the brown or whatever, it is actually redwood pine. That's what it is. So what I've done, if I just, let me just take this cable off. My husband has built a simple structure with 2x2 wood and then some racks here going along, or placing that on there, or brackets either side. So then you've got one here. So the lip, if I can show you up above, I don't know, the lip of the bucket sits on those brackets on either side. And then again, there's nothing in the bucket. He's finished it off at the top so it attaches to the ceiling or the roof. And I've got all of this wood yet to paint. As you can see, where you see it grey there on the inside, it's not, it's going to be white. I decided that's why I stopped. So all that has got to be white. And then I will place in all the rest of the buckets like that in the position for flowers to go in. So that's what we've done, guys. So I hope you like that, and I hope maybe you could get your hubbies, or you could have a go yourselves to build your own racking system, and then just buy some plastic buckets. Those plastic buckets, if anybody's asking, they are 30 centimetres. Now let me tell you this, some people work different ways. 30 centimetres here. Down the long side, 60 centimetres. No, 40 centimetres here, 60 centimetres down the long side, and 30 centimetres up there. So that's the measurement of them. So I hope you like it, guys. So I've got a bit to finish off yet, and then it's complete. So have a wonderful day and give this a go. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.